Good morning. So, today I am headed to do refreshers again because this upcoming week I have to take my CDL test. I am exhausted. I'm so tired because I will put on my vlog, but I have been doing like this PVD for UPS, like this little personal vehicle delivery driver job for UPS, and I had did it Monday through Saturday because they had asked if we would put in some extra hours on Saturday because they needed help. They needed to get the packages out, so I did knock out that Saturday because I'm like, well, I may as well because it'll put me into overtime. And I mean, if I'm doing it, I might as well just go ahead and do it. But originally I didn't want to do Saturdays because my kids had a basketball game Saturday morning, and they won both their games. Yay! So proud of them. But both of my boys had a basketball game, and then our other son has one today, this afternoon. So we're going to try to make it to that one too. But my boyfriend is sick. He doesn't feel good. I don't know what's going on. It's December 2022, and I swear a lot of people have been getting sick since November, and it just kind of reminds me of like when COVID happened, when everybody was getting sick like around November, December, and they didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then all of a sudden January comes around, and it's like January, February comes around, and then there's some speculations, and then I want to say by March they had put it out there. What was that? 2020? Because everybody was sick like November, December 2019. And then like that following year, like 2 or 3 months in, they start having speculations, and they put out that it was COVID. So everybody had already been sick, or some people had got sick twice. Like me, I had got sick with COVID twice, I think. But I was okay. I didn't, thank God I didn't have to go to the hospital or anything. I just kind of try to fix myself up at home. But my boyfriend is sick, so I got to figure out what I can do to help him feel better, because I don't like when he doesn't feel good, because it's just when men are sick, it's a whole nother sick, because they are like the biggest babies ever, and very, very highly sensitive when typically they're not that way. So I gotta figure out what I can do to help him feel better. Maybe I'll try to go to the store today and make him some type of tea. I tried to make him put some potatoes under his foot, but he wasn't having it. So anyway, so yeah, I'm headed down to go for a refresher for the CDL test that I'm going to be taking this upcoming week. And I pray to the good Lord Jesus that he gives me the strength, the knowledge, the courage, and everything, my willpower of everything that I need to pass my test. So I'm very nervous. Like this morning, even going to go practice, I feel extremely nervous. Like I just feel like I feel like I had a lot of anxiety. So I'm gonna pray that some of that anxiety kind of subsides, so that way I don't make any mistakes and I pass. So I have to do my drive test and my maneuvers, because I took my tests for my air brakes and my pre-trip and my coupling and all that stuff. I took that about a month ago. Yeah, it was about a month ago, and I had to drive an hour away from my house to go take it. And I was so nervous, but I remembered everything. I kept studying and studying and studying, and by the grace of God, I remember everything. And it's just crazy because I feel like I came so far when it comes to God and the universe pushing me into the direction of me obtaining my CDL license. I just feel like I just came really, really far, because from being in that classroom and not knowing what to expect, like I was actually, when I was in the classroom, everybody else had already had their permits, and I'm like looking around like, I don't have mine. I was the only one who didn't, but they gave us a week to get it, or we could have just went on ahead and went out on the yard, which I did go ahead and get my permit within that week. And then I got an endorsement for doubles and triples, I think. But I do want to go ahead and excuse me, that's nasty. I'm sorry, y'all. It's winter time. I'm trying not to do that. That is so gross. But anyways, I do want to work on trying to get some more endorsements, like tanker. I also want to be able to get a hazmat, possibly. I don't know. I may even do passenger. I don't know. I just want to be able to have options for job opportunities, because I feel like as a CDL driver, there is so many things that you can do. I gotta sit my phone down because I'm driving, y'all. And yeah. So I feel like as a CDL driver, there's so many jobs, so many things that you could be doing. And I want to be able to have opportunities because I have a family, I have children, and I don't want to do OTR because I just don't want to be away from my family for a long time. Now, I know ideally doing OTR makes more sense when you first obtain, your license, because you don't have to deal with as much traffic. I mean, there's pros and cons. You get to see the world and things like that. So I know it's pros and cons, but for me right now, trying to find a local job opportunity is going to be what is going to be smartest for me, because I just can't imagine being away from my children for weeks and stuff. It's not going to work for me, because I am around my kids a lot. I do a lot of things for my kids. Like right now, I get my kids to and from school. Between me and my boyfriend, we kind of help each other. We alternate. So, yeah, I'm just not going to be able to do that. So, I know I've heard people say, oh, you're going to have to do OTR. But I've also been watching a lot of other YouTubers, and they've been saying, no, try your luck with local and see where it gets you. I understand that with local, I might have to put in a little bit more footwork and make my way up. But that's what comes with any job. You kind of just start at kind of like an entry level type thing. So yeah, so I'm excited. So I'm gonna go ahead and head on down. If I can get some footage of me or anybody else that's going to be down there practicing, because we have to be there. Well, they let us be there from 8 to 10. It's been a whole month since I've driven in a fucking tractor trailer. Like, I feel some type of way. But I was trying to tell y'all, so I'm all over with my conversation. I was trying to tell y'all what happened. When I went to go test, I passed my first portion of the test. As I was testing during my air brakes, I knew something was weird with the tractor trailer, because it was doing some weird stuff. And I had explained to the examiner, I said, I'm not sure why it's doing that, because it was like moving when it was supposed to be stopped. It was weird. Like, I don't know how to explain it. So at one point in time when I was doing my air brakes test, you have to pass your air brakes test in order for you to pass, period. That's one test you cannot fail, that and coupling and stuff like that. So, when you're getting the pre-trip part, as far as like figuring out like which part of the truck you got to name, you can miss some parts. But my person said I went above, I accelerated, which was crazy because I was so nervous. I wasn't sure what was going to happen. He was like, you did great. You did more than what you had to do. And and I was like, oh, okay. So anyways, after we complete the portion, I was gonna say, so I told him, I'm like, can I start over, right? Because I thought I had to start over for my air brakes test, because the tractor trailer was being weird. And I told him, I said, I'm sorry, I don't know why it's doing this. This has never happened to me before. I don't know what's going on. So I started to start all over, but I was like, no, I'm gonna trug it through. I'm gonna get it through, because it's not that bad. And I feel like I can go ahead and complete it. And I did. So then he was like, okay, we're gonna take a break. I'm like, okay, cool. I needed to take a break anyways. I had to use the restroom so many times. It was so weird. I had to use the restroom so many times. So he took a break, and I did too. I went in and used the restroom. So then we both came back out because I think he was trying to get everything prepared for my drive and for the maneuvers that I would have to do. So then he came back out, and we get back in the tractor trailer and we're getting ready to take off, and it wouldn't move. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, why ain't it moving? It's dusty. My car dusty. But anyways, I'm like, why is it not moving? And so I'm looking at the examiner. He looking at me. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. He's like, So then he's like, so then I turned the tractor trailer off, turned it off, turned it back on, tried to move again, checked to make sure to see if my air brakes were something wrong with my air brakes, to where they weren't engaging, you know what I'm saying? Because I needed them to not engage so that I can move. And it wasn't working. So then we reached out to my instructor, because my instructor was there, and so we let him know, like, hey, one of my instructor names is Gary. Super cool, nice guy. Oh my God, he's so calm, and he just makes you feel so comfortable. He's like absolutely amazing instructor. So anyways, we get Gary over there. He tries to fix the truck, and it wasn't working. So Gary reached out to one of the top instructors at our yard, and he's like, well, tell Taiwan she has to reschedule. I'm like, okay. So then Gary's like, hey, I don't know. He was like, maybe it's your luck that it isn't working. He was like, I don't know. He's like, I'm not trying to sound like that or, sugarcoat it. He was like, but maybe God didn't want you to take the test right now, or maybe it was just your luck not to take it. I said, yeah, that's true. I am a firm believer that whatever is meant to happen will happen. Whatever is not meant to happen, it ain't gonna happen. Like, it is what it is, So, anywho, I left, and in the midst of me leaving, because at one point in time before I even tested, they had me go in, you're checking in and all that stuff, and they ask you for your current driver's license, and then they ask you for your permit. I forgot to get my driver's license and my permit from him. So I didn't even think about it though, y'all. I was just so like worked up about the fact that I passed, but also disappointed that I couldn't complete everything. So again, an hour away from my house, so I'm driving home, get home or whatever. And then like a whole week later, I goes into the store, and I think I was trying to like purchase some alcohol or something, to where I actually needed my driver's license, which my driver's license is usually in my wallet. So I, at that point, noticed like I don't have my driver's license, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where is it at? So initially I go home, I look at my purses to make sure like it wasn't in one of my other purses, or see if it was in my coat or something like that. And then I had this light bulb moment where I'm like, oh, that's where it's at. It's in Lincoln. So I reach out to Lincoln, call them, and they're constantly sending over emails. They don't have a direct number to talk to somebody at the actual DMV where I took my test at. And I waited a week because I was in the hopes that they would send my ID in the mail, which they didn't. So then after a week or so had went by, I was getting frustrated with it, and I'm like, I need my ID. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to throw it away, thinking that I'm not going to come back and pick it up. I don't want to have to pay for it. What in the event of me needing my ID again, like, and I not have it, like, I'm going to feel some type of way. So I ends up driving down to Lincoln, talk to about 2 people, right? And I'm like, I explained the situation, what happened, that the examiner never gave me my ID or my permit back, and then they sent up there like, oh, we can't find it. I mean, they were nice, but they were like, we can't find it. So at this point, I'm like, okay, I need to speak to a supervisor, because I need to speak to somebody above, because if you guys can't find it, and I know for a fact that he never gave it back to me, then my stuff is going to have to get like, somebody's going to have to like give me another ID, and I'm not coming out of pocket for it. You know what I'm saying? So I talked to the supervisor, explained everything to him. So then he's like, okay, hold on, I'm going to go check in the safe and see if it might be in the safe, because they were saying they had a lost and found, and they put stuff in a lost and found, blah, blah, blah. So anyways, he leaves, he comes back. He's walking towards me, and he's got my IDs in his hand, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, thank you. I was like, I thought I was going crazy, so I was just very happy to see that he had them, because I'm like, I don't want to have to come out of pocket for it again. But this time when I go test, I'm gonna remember, if they ask for my license and my permit, to get my license and permit back, once I complete everything, once I pass my test. That's my goal. Like, hopefully the examiner will remember to give it to me, but I don't want to have to go through that again, because driving an hour away, putting additional miles and coming out of gas for no unnecessary reason is not the thing that I want to do right now, especially with me trying to get my CDL, and it's just no. But anyways, I'm about to pull up to the yard. I was hoping that it wasn't too many people here today. I can't really tell. It looks like there's one other car, so somebody's working on their maneuvers now. I don't know who this person is, but yeah. Scary. Okay, I thought I was recording, but I wasn't. So what I was saying was, it's 2 other guys here. So I'm gonna try to get as much work done. We're gonna be doing it from 8 to 10. They've already started, and yeah, I need to get me some water. It's cold, and I got my gloves, so I'm putting my gloves on because it's cold in Nebraska. It gets cold. I'm gonna give me some water, but talk to y'all. Okay, guys, so that was one of my instructors that was over there, and he's working on backing up the truck. He's probably doing a straight back, and luckily it's just him. Fucking 90. No, but I need to learn it, because everything you do is gonna pretty much be a 90. Like, all the docks that you back into is gonna be a 90. So it's easier than what I'm thinking, huh? I had to do a 90 and leave in 2 pads. I know, but they like, yeah,
I pray for you.
I go on Wednesday. What day you go?
Monday.
Oh, you go Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, you go tomorrow?
No.
Today's Sunday.
Wednesday.
You go Wednesday?
6 December.